Dancehall artist Gully Bop is laid to rest behind the house where he was raised in the rural community of King Weston, St. Andrew. His grave is close to that of the grand aunt who raised him. The entertainer's only son is reacting to claims that his father's childhood church turned down a request to host the Thanksgiving service. And there is disappointment that none of the big figures in today's dancehall music showed up at Gully Bop's Thanksgiving service.
Every man have them there. Maybe for them day nobody at all not turn out. I just one of them thing there, but I think for all of the fans them support, at least the fans them more loyal than co-workers.
One of Gully Bop's former producers says that the late 59-year-old was not as bad as some people have made him out to be. We have special reports on the burial of Gully Bop, the first artist to get the big break in Jamaica via social media.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's welcome the forces rising internet champion, Gully!
Yo! Yo, we are going. Them running from the bop. Some running from the bop. Some boy them are going like say them but than running from the bop.
Norma Blake stared through layers of glass at her late 59-year-old son known as Gully Bop, who attained stardom as a dancehall artist. Not concerned about whether or not he could hear her, she spoke to him, proclaiming her love and anticipation of a heavenly reunion.
Yeah, I love you. I always love you, man. You always love me. One day, I will meet you on that beautiful river, that bank of that beautiful river one day.
Gully Bop, whose real name is Robert Lee Malcolm, was dressed in a red suit, a pair of red shoes, and white socks, and his hands covered in a pair of white gloves grasping a black microphone. Up to when he died at Kingston Public Hospital on Tuesday, October 31, 2023, he was battling different illnesses.
We didn't have to do an autopsy report, you know. He was healing for quite some time with internal illness. It's cancer, they call it. So, you know, he couldn't have any more fight in him, so he gave up the fight. And, you know, this is why we are here today, to celebrate his life, his work, his legacy, and him not only stop there, so a lot of things coming, and we're going to ask the fans to support it the same way.
Gully Bop sparked a lot of controversy when he was riding the tide of fame, and his send-off was not devoid of it. Take, for example, the issue surrounding the venue for his Thanksgiving service. The funeral planner, Wayne Thomas, said he was left without a location after the leadership of Gully Bop's childhood church suddenly changed its mind about hosting the service. He stated that other churches were approached, but they were charging too much money, and so he ended up using the Ranny Williams Entertainment Center in St. Andrew.
We had to speak to a church, gave us a go-ahead, a church in Lawrence, and when it comes close to the end, he said too much social media and he's afraid.
Gully Bop's only son, Nico Lee Malcolm, told the Beacon that the church's decision not to host the Thanksgiving service is understandable.
I don't feel no way no, my boss, because we are at the Ranny Williams Entertainment Center, and that is where entertainment lives. You know, the church, Bob wasn't a church person after, you know, he was a church person before, but ever since him decide say him left out of the church and go up on Rebel Tone, him never go back in a one, go sit down until 2016 or grand until that berry. So, you know, me just happy say it happened. Thanks to make the Ranny Williams Entertainment possible.
Another major talking point was the relatively low turnout for the Thanksgiving service on a sun-drenched Sunday, January 14, 2024. There was no sign of any of the current dancehall bigwigs, and that left Gully Bop's son and others a bit disappointed.
Every man have them there. Maybe for them day nobody at all not turn out. I just one of them thing there, but I think for all of the fans them support, at least the fans them more loyal than co-workers. You know them way there? Yeah, the fans them more loyal than co-workers.
But are you a bit disappointed that you haven't seen any of the big wigs?
Yeah, you know, in a little way, but me never expect to see none of the young wig them, you know, cause you remember them no boss in a Gully Bop time, them boss in a them own era. But at least one and two. I mean, no say Ninja Man did their road, him with that there, you know. L.A. Lewis come show him support last night, Peter Metro. So if them can't make it this morning, them they still make it possible last night. And them go out with themselves, them make the place nice.
So how would you want people to remember your father?
Yeah, me don't want them remember him as the Bop. You know? Remember him as a vibesy man, a feisty man. Anyway. You know? But just always remember, say, each time when you see the Bop, when you could get a laugh. All when him sick, him still make it possible for people laugh.
Though the current big names in dancehall did not show up, a few artists of yesteryear did. Among them, Major Wani and Sinaga Post.
It's sad, people, may I tell you. Because we should have look more unity in our music, Virgin. Regardless of what we are entertaining together, we should have more unity. A man like Gully Bop, we did it. Him did it. R.I.P. to Gully Bop and R.I.P. Condolence to his family. The man did it, my people. People make mistake. Everybody make mistake. But me not tell a lie. In few hearts we don't look, we see. But I saw it go Gully Bop. You can know who your friend are when you're dead. You know who is your friend and who rate you from who not rate you. Because you see them texts you not see. But me there a long time. Me know you from your name Country Speng. You see me I say? A long time me know you my youth. So rest in peace, my general.
No one is perfect in life. So no man no more than no man. No woman no more than a woman. Because we all have one thing in common. Life. Life. No respect to Gully Bop. Love Gully Bop and a Gully Bop because I'm a virgin. And all of us virgin. Every entertainer. Some of them you know see now, but we not have nothing against no one more than one. If you don't have good to say, don't say nothing.
The big names in music were not the only ones absent from the funeral. So too were the famous women with whom Gully Bop had romantic relationships during his prime as an entertainer. His best-known ex-lovers are Shauna Chin and Amari, whose absence left tongues wagging.
Them say them welcome Amari. When we fan her and Shauna Chin, them say them welcome them.
Gully Bop's estranged wife, Deborah Nicholson Malcolm, who lives abroad, was also a no-show. But one of Gully Bop's daughters openly tried to defend her amid claims that her late husband spent even his last days in neglect.
She's crying. So she said I must say something for her. She's not here. She can able to make it. Deborah Nicholson Malcolm. She gave him support. She was there. Yes, I'm twin. Me, yeah. So I'm not doing this long, but she was there and she want everyone to know.
Gully Bop is my friend. Regardless of everything and him sick out and dead, I feel it for him, so I have to come here so today. Yeah, we all are human and I saw it stay straight out of Grand Spen.
Gully Bop, he's a Gemini youth, so you know Gemini people are real people. I'm just two-faced and me faced it 10 times. But I still have to come show last respect. May his soul rest in peace.
Gully Bop was born at Victoria Jubilee Hospital in Kingston on May 30, 1964, to Norma Blake and Ashley Malcolm. He spent a few years with his mother in Kingston. That's before she left him in the care of her aunt Doris Archer at King Western District in rural St. Andrew. Living with his grand aunt, Gully Bop ended up growing with a number of his maternal cousins, including Francine Wedderburn, who did the remembrance at the funeral.
We grew up with our grand aunt, Doris Archer, Miss Gally. She had no biological children of her own, but took all her nieces and nephews that her parents could not able to care for. We did not miss school. We grew up in church. In her home, we were a tightly knitted family We grew up as sisters and brothers, 18 of us.
She further recalled that Gully Bop, who was also known as Robbie, was a kind-hearted child.
My favorite was Robert. Don't know why, but guess what? He was so loving, caring. He was so kind. And I don't know, Mama always called on Robbie to do all the work. We love her, dear Mama. And Robert, you will go beside dear Mama. I can hear Mama say, Robbie, you come home.
Don't worry about a thing. Come on, sing it with me. For every little thing is gonna be. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you today. All right, put your hands together for yourself.
Gully Bop, who attended King Weston All-Age School in St. Andrew, developed a love affair with music during childhood.
Robert loved music. And guess what? We had a lot of zinc around the house. And kerosene pan. Who know kerosene pan? When evening come, and Robert start beat the kerosene pan. Mama said, happy night, no one. Me I hope this up. Because we live here in the past and we had to be here for ourselves. Mama said, why? The leader just come up from church and you want to make so much noise again? But that did not stop him. Man, he had on the other side another sound system feather tone. So Robert stopped the church and giant feather tone. Why say to me jail? Why stop? Man, it meet up on this. You would say, kill with him. When he came again? That what you want, Ninja man, the told them favor, you see? Me say, when you sing it to them out of mass, Bertie shop and fit sound. Man, Ninja man, you know you couldn't be my cousin, Gully Bop.
Gully Bop, who used the stage name Countryman when he was barely known, shot to prominence in 2014 when an amateur video of him freestyling emerged on social media and eventually went viral. His catchy "Every Gal Want to Walk Off of Me" lyrics brought him instant fame.
Every gal want to walk off of me, yeah. Every gal say they want piece of me, boom. And every gal them a dive after me.
Gully Bop was riding so high, he ended up being the main act on the 2014 staging of dancehall's biggest one-night show, Sting.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's welcome the fastest rising internet champion, Gully.
Yo, we are going. Them running from the bop, some running from the bop. Some boy them a going like say them bad and running from the bop.
Claude Sinclair Big Stone, who did the eulogy, said the late entertainer's 2014 appearance on Sting was not his first. He performed on the show in 1992 when he was using the name Countryman, but he went virtually unnoticed, only to come back as a star in all its glory 22 years later. According to Sinclair, the big break for Gully Bop came while he was at the lowest point in his life.
Hard times are taking a toll on his life and career, and his freestyling has deemed to many onlookers in a state of dormancy. Robert was a dreamer, so he kept the hope of returning to dancehall, not knowing when he had that great hope. Many years had passed and fate had remembering, and then the break of a lifetime came when he was at his lowest point in his life. He was fixing a fan and freestyling when he was videotaped by two youngsters doing what he did best, freestyling. And the video was uploaded to social media and it went viral. Now the once hopeless DJ now started trending on social media like a volcano eruption. The down and out countryman now transformed from his cocoon like a caterpillar into a wonderful butterfly. And boom, it was all over the globe. The universe was aligned with his fate, and he was again in the spotlight. Gully Bop gaining a spot in one of Jamaica's largest dancehall shows, Sting 2014.
Gully Bop's cousin recalled that after the artist attained stardom, he returned to his childhood home to visit the grand-aunt who raised him.
When Gully Bop came back to look for his mama as he get bus, you know, me see him and this pretty girl come in. He said, you know, Gully Bop now have no teeth, I have this a pretty girl here. She named Chana Chin. And me say, man, they took good care of mama. He said, mama, me just bust and me want come back and help you. Mama will make you happy just sick now when me just can't help you. And guess what? Mama, when mama was there, you know, and she didn't make a sound. And as she said, mama, Robert, you know, her Robbie, mama turned her head and said, She was so happy. She died a few months later, and guess what? I think he was the happiest person to take part in our mama's funeral.
At the heights of his musical career, Gully Bop was managed by his then-girlfriend Shauna Chin, and after they broke up, the entertainer's new manager became Jackie Hunt, who did not attend the Thanksgiving service, but had a tribute read on her behalf. Gully Bop's career gradually diminished to the point of obscurity, out of sight, out of mind, until he re-emerged on social media a few months before his death, begging financial support to cover medical expenses. At that point, it became crystal clear that Gully Bop had come full circle, from rags to some amount of riches, and then back to rags again. One of his producers, Damian Allen, better known as Falco the General, implied that kindness may have contributed to the artist slipping back into abject poverty.
People make Bop look like say him never nice, you see me? But me and Bop got far in 2019, Barbados. First time he ever fly upon a plane. Gully Bop is one of the kindest person. See me? Enough people now thought that. I put money in my collect, put in a Gully Bop hand. And the next day Gully Bop broke. But it's not coke, like everybody say. And that's Bop is a man, he may walk come right here so now. If everybody in here beg him a grand, they don't get it. Enough people now talk truth, you see me? Gully Bop a real youth, you see me? I'm a G. Me I never have no follow, never, cause I'm the only person can talk to Gully Bop. I don't know if enough people know. When I talk Gully Bop, not say nothing. Gully Bop listen to me. And him a Gemini like me. But Gully Bop know me have him best interest at art at all time. See me, R.I.P. my brother, rest well, you see me. I'm going to tell the people them this. One life to live, we have to live it. Life too short, no waste a minute.
Towards the end of the Thanksgiving service, some of Gully Bop's close relatives huddled in front of the cameras, seemingly drawing strength from each other. Pallbearers started removing the glass-top casket from the foyer where the Thanksgiving service was held. They brought it to the parking lot, and then they placed it in a glass chariot attached to a white Chevrolet Avalanche. As the people got ready to leave the venue, the entertainer's mother was lifted and brought to a vehicle. The funeral procession left Ronnie Williams Entertainment Center. Gully Bop's son appealed for more alacrity and dispatch, mindful of the long distance to be covered to the family plot. Along the way, some of Gully Bop's hits blared from a sound system attached to the hearse. The motorcade turned onto Shortwood Lane in the Grand Spen area after covering different stretches of highway. And then it was on to different places such as Tony Hill, Golden Spring, Golden Acres, Temple Hall, and eventually the town of Lawrence Tavern. The journey continued uphill, sometimes on narrow, winding and bad roads. At different vantage points along the way, small groups of people gathered to capture images of the procession. As that sign indicates, the motorcade had reached much closer to its destination, King Weston District. The hearse, blaring Freddie McGregor's hit song, I Was Born a Winner, came to a standstill. Finally, the distance completed. Well, almost. From this point on King Weston Main Road, pallbearers took the casket on a treacherous footpath. Exerting extra effort, the pallbearers reached the grave, which sits, perhaps one could say precariously, in a mountainside, a massive precipice below. It was time for the casket to be slithered into the grave.
And now we say ashes to ashes, dust to dust. May his soul rest in peace.
All right, ready now, Nico.
When the trumpet of the Lord shall sound, and the dead in Christ shall rise, no grave can hold my body down.
Don't take your hand from this, yeah. Ready again, lift.
Hold on, make him come out first.
No grave can hold my body down. When the trumpet of the Lord shall sound,
Slide it in now.
Only you can do it, Nico.
shall rise, no grave can hold my body down.
Any tags on it?
No grave can hold my body down. No grave can hold my body down.
While onlookers belted out various songs, masons resumed duties, sealing the grave. The people gradually left the burial site. Gully Bop back in his childhood home, behind the house where he grew up, and beside his late grand-aunt who raised him. Yes, he faltered, and the big world wasn't always kind to him either. But it must have taken a lot of courage and resolve to reach stardom, starting from humble beginnings in this rural community, where farmers raise a lot of animals, and where life is not without challenges such as power outages. There was actually a protracted power outage in the community on the day of the funeral, and that's the reason no sound was coming from that sound system, which was set up in King Weston Square, where residents had gathered for a final Gully Bop send-off party. The people of King Weston know very well that, though their musical star is gone, the music goes on. On the behalf of video editor Dean Alcott, I am Horace Mills reporting from St. Andrew for the Jamaica Beacon.